And we're live yet again, back for another post-match show, following West Ham's actual relatively comfortable victory over Crystal Palace. The scoreline was obviously 3-2, but heavily favored them. As you can see, I am back in my area apartment. I have just started my hopefully final semester of school yesterday, so you'll be seeing me here from now on, more than likely. Obviously, I am Chris as always, and I'm joined by my co-host, Irish Tommy. 6 wins, mate. How you feeling?
Oh, fantastic! I mean, I could get used to this.
Yeah.
This is different.
This is just too different. Like, what is losing?
Yeah, I'm starting to forget what losing feels like a little bit. That's a nice thing to be able to say, you know, as a West Ham fan.
Yeah.
When you have to cast your mind back to when did we last lose? You know, that's nice. You know, we don't often get to do that. So it's a great feeling. Yeah, it's just such an unexpected season. I don't know where this has come from. I really don't.
Really quickly before we get going, obviously we're going to get into everything in the match. I'm going to start saying it more often, but if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them in the chat, whether it's on YouTube, Periscope, Facebook. Get in your questions, and if it pertains to what we're talking about, then we're going to hopefully answer them.
Yeah, don't be afraid to send in some questions if you have any questions for us. Obviously, we'll show some of your comments that are just statements or whatever, but some questions as well if you want to. No problem.
This is true, absolutely true, Neil. That game was just entertaining as hell to watch. I like Tommy had said, I am forgetting what losing feels like. In years past, it would be coming into, all right, what's this game what kind of result are we gonna get? Is it gonna be just another defeat again or what? Now it's like, all right, how many are we gonna win by? Like, that's kind of how I'm feeling right now.
Yeah, it's bizarre, really.
And obviously, we're top 4.
Yeah, as the last two come and say, 6 wins on the bounce, 4 of them in the league, 2 in the FA Cup. So, you know, it's on. You know, in both. It's on in the league and it's on in the FA Cup. So, you know, that's it's amazing. It's so unexpected. It's just such a pleasant surprise to be in this position where, you know, we have a really good side and we are very, very, very difficult to beat. Fuck Batshuayi.
So I was thinking about this throughout the match, especially towards the end of it. I always hear questions on this channel of who do you like beating most, like team-wise. I don't care who we beat, like personally, as long as it's a win. I love beating Michy Batshuayi and especially Wilfried Zaha.
Yeah, that was sweet as a nut. You know, there were times in the game tonight where he just absolutely got bullied by Dawson on some occasions and Sofal on a few other occasions. Where they just physically bullied him. You know, kicking him and shoving him and shouldering him, you know, getting really physical with him, and he just didn't like it at all. And it was great to see.
As you and I were talking in Twitter DMs during the match, we said that if Craig Dawson makes Wilfried Zaha cry, which he did, we need to erect a statue of him outside London Stadium immediately.
Yeah, I think I tweeted like there's a 50-50 chance Dawson makes Zaha cry tonight. Yeah, I think he probably did. Yeah, so no, it was great to see. I love that. Look, we all love silky, beautiful passing football, and it's great to watch it and stuff. But I actually love that there's a little bit of bastardry about us. I love that we're physical. Yeah. I love that we're a little bit nasty.
I mean, we have the perfect blend of it. I mean, our defense is just going to knock you off the ball, and it's just absolute shithousery back there, but up and as well as with Antonio. But, I mean, everywhere in between that, I mean, it's perfect play. I mean, the only flaw in that match was the first goal that we gave up to Zaha, and that was just we switched off for a moment. That's the only issue I had with that entire match.
Yep, that was annoying. Like you say, I think it was only the 3rd minute, and as you say, we just switched off. We just didn't hit the ground running there. But
One a rare mistake, and then just Cresswell didn't put a challenge in.
yeah, and it's annoying because I mean, essentially, you're just giving them a 1-goal head start. So yeah, it's always annoying when that happens, and you just because you get that sinking feeling. In seasons past, how many times in that first Pellegrini season did we say, "Oh, if we win tonight, we go 5th," and then we would invariably lose or draw and not get 5th. And I just kept thinking, "Oh, we win tonight, we can go 4th," and here we fucking go.
That's what that's what I saw everyone on Twitter saying. With an opportunity to go 4th in the league, we're not going to because it's West Ham. And just to update everyone, City is now winning 2-0 over West Brom. So Man City is currently sitting at the top of the table. Southampton and Arsenal are still 1-1.
Yeah, well, look, that game at the Etihad is a turkey shoot, really. The interesting one is at Southampton-Arsenal. I think probably a draw suits us perfectly there, doesn't it? Keeps both of them behind us.
Yeah, the issue that we have right now is, and this is nuts that we're even able to talk about this at this point in the season, but the top 6 and top 8 even to a degree are just so tight. We need some results to start going our way to kind of space it out a bit.
Yeah, but I wouldn't count on it.
Yeah.
It's just one of those crazy seasons. Villa won the other day. They win their next game in hand. They're right up there as well. So yeah, it's just a mental season. If Southampton win tonight, obviously they push up another bit as well. It's all very, very condensed. So yeah, just fingers crossed. And by the way, my moniker there, Champions League team, it's a little bit tongue-in-cheek, but not entirely. Yeah. I swear to God, I think we're genuinely now. We've played 20 games. This isn't after 10 games. This is 20. So there's 18 games left. We're more than halfway through the season. I, hand on heart, think we are in the hunt for a Champions League spot. It's just one of those crazy seasons.
Yeah, I mean, you have Arsenal slipping down. They're on good form. Chelsea just sacked their manager. They're bringing a new guy. I saw someone earlier say, "Can we keep hold of Declan Rice?" It seems like we will now, because according to all reports, Frank Lampard was the only one driving Chelsea to try and sign Declan. There's all sorts of reports that United and Liverpool are going to come in for him, but I think that he's likely to stay at least through this next season. But if we get Europe and we can keep pushing on for that, which we'll see, I think he stays regardless. I don't think he goes for any amount of money.
Yeah, I think that's the end of Chelsea's interest, definitely. I doubt if Thomas Tuchel wants to sign him. Liverpool don't need him. I don't see Liverpool coming in for him at all. United might be the only team that would potentially bid for him, but we'll have to wait and see what happens there. But yeah, I mean, certainly there's no question our chances of keeping Declan beyond this summer have definitely increased. And can you imagine, if we qualified for Europe, especially Champions League. Now, obviously, Europa League is much more likely. But if we were to qualify for Europe, that's a really, really good season. So if we can do that, who knows? Because there aren't that many teams that are going to come in for him now.
Yeah.
If Chelsea are off the table now, which I think they are, who else? City don't need him. The teams that can afford him. City don't need him. Liverpool don't need him. United probably don't need to blow 80 million on that position. They probably have other priorities.
Well, hell, if we qualify for Europe and he has a good Euros, he's going to be 100 plus.
Oh yeah, if he tears it up at the European Championships, that adds another 20 million onto his price tag.
This is true too. If we play like this, Rice won't want to leave. Yeah. And I just saw this, Andrew. there's actually less speculation about Souček leaving than Rice, and people have actually questioned Souček about that, and he says that he's very happy in London, and he's very focused on West Ham. So,
Well,
and,
yeah, I mean, he's going to say
and
that, but
we're asking 50 million for a minimum. We kind of have to talk about Souček because we've obviously talked about time and time again about how our finishing has been poor. Obviously, we get 3 goals today. Souček, our defensive midfielder, is our leading scorer.
yeah, that shouldn't be happening. He's having a great season, and I think you definitely know by now, and I'm sure there's plenty of people in the chat who listen to this show after every game who know what my one real problem with this team is the lack of goals from our attacking midfielders. We saw it again tonight. Now, look, Antonio has had one of those nights.
Yeah.
Forwards have those games. I'm not going to knock Antonio because he's been brilliant for us and he has been scoring goals.
I mean, there's plenty of chances. I mean, slimmest of margins.
Yeah, he had one of those nights, right? So fair enough, that happens. But the 3 attacking midfielders behind him, they've got to start scoring goals. They just don't score, any of them. Bowen gets the odd one here and there. Fornals will get the odd one here and there. Benrahma hasn't scored yet.
Don't forget potato salad.
And the reason I'm still on this is because I think as a team we're this close to doing something incredible, right? Yeah. Defensively, we're solid as a rock. Our midfield, and I will get back to Souček, but our 2 in midfield, Souček and Rice, are unbelievable. I mean, watching those 2 tonight was just a joy. I mean, the amount of times I applauded them. There were some things they did tonight where I just thought, well, we are fucking blessed. Like, to have that midfield partnership, we are blessed. And obviously, Antonio then is doing really well up top. He scores his few goals, and he's a nightmare for defenders. And he realistically, look, on another night, he would have scored a hat-trick tonight. He just had one of those nights. But he gets in those positions. But the one thing that can put us over the top is if the 3 attacking midfielders can start scoring goals. If the likes of Bowen, Fornals, Benrahma, Lanzini when he plays, if they can start chipping in with some goals, that could be what just puts us over the top, Chris, into Champions League football. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think if those 3 don't start scoring some goals, I think it'll be very difficult to maintain this. But if they can start chipping in with goals, it's fucking on. Anything is possible. And it's just annoying me still because it was there again tonight.
Here, a question just came in and kind of is on topic. Is it worth going in for Lingard then? Are there any pros to cons to this? There's nothing but pros in this, I think. I mean, cons, he hasn't been on greatest of form as of late, and that's just because of personal issues, but that's besides the point. But I mean, it provides competition for the attacking players. We could be pushing for an FA Cup here as well, so it adds depth in that realm as well. So and especially if it's a loan with an option or even an obligation to buy. I mean, it pushes off the payment. So, I mean, the board loves that. So, I mean, it just helps us all around.
Yeah, I see no reason not to do it. So, as you say, I mean, I won't reiterate everything you just said. I agree with what you just said there, but this is one of those low risk kind of
high reward
gamble, low risk, high reward gambles, right? So he's cheap. Now we made Benrahma permanent. That we've got.
Yeah, it hasn't come through as official yet, but that is what is happening.
Yeah, but by tomorrow, something will have happened. But so if it's a loan with option to buy, absolutely fine. I mean, what is wrong with that? Because, like I say, it gives competition to the team. So the likes of Lanzini, Fornals, Benrahma, Bowen are going to be looking over his shoulders because Lingard's going to want his place on the starting 11. So competition is good. And if it doesn't work out, fine. What have we lost? It was a loan with an option to buy. Who cares, right? But what if it works big time? What if it works?
Exactly.
Listen, Lingard has got absolute bags of ability. Bags
Perfect,
of it.
perfect example. Suchek. Suchek was Suchek was a low risk, high reward. Came in and he's our top goal scorer right now. I mean,
Kufal.
yeah, Kufal as well. Kufal was a buy, but I mean, yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
but low risk.
yeah. And
What,
when
5
you were
million?
talking about partnership between Rice and Suchek, I was thinking about this. I mean, think about how lucky we are to have fallen into this partnership. I mean, Declan Rice was always had been a good player. He came through the academy, but we just plucked some random dude from the Czech league, and he's just lighting the Premier League up.
Yeah, that's one of those fucking rabbit from a hat signings. You know, unbelievable. That midfield partnership, I think I've said enough. But there were times tonight where I was just like, "Oh wow," particularly like
NH, sorry, NH Hammer. Why didn't we exercise the cheaper option? Dawson, that was another low risk, high reward. It's only a $2-3 million option to buy. Will I what I've seen?
Well, let me put my oar in here and say why I think they went this route.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think because the money was already there for Benrahma, which was basically in stasis, waiting just to be switched across to Brentford at the time at the end of the season when it was due to be paid. And that's why they just said, let's just move that money across now, make it permanent. If we had decided to go for Jesse Lingard as a permanent signing right now, that means you don't have that period of getting a chance to take a look at him first and say, okay, do we really want to buy him? Now we'll get almost half a season to get a look at Lingard for Moyes and the coaching staff to assess him. And then in the summer can go to United if they like what they see and say, okay, now we'll give you your 6-7 million. And if they don't like what they see and they just don't fancy it, just send him back. No harm, no foul, right? So that's as regards that. Another reason, I don't think this has anything to do with Dawson. I think Dawson will be made permanent signing.
I think he'll be made permanent this summer.
The other reason is that whatever is left after that money that's set aside for Benrahma is used, Moyes wants for a striker. So if we spend £6-7 million on Lingard, that's £6-7 million maybe of that money that's been chunked into, because you see this loan with a loan to buy thing, because it's an obligation to buy. I think that money has to be held aside and cannot be touched. That would be my guess. That if you're going to make this deal with a club, the club will say, "Listen, we have to have a guarantee that that money is there and it's going to be paid. So it probably has to be held aside, and West Ham probably can't touch that money." So I think spending 7 million on Lingard would have eaten into the money that David Moyes wants to use on a striker.
Yeah, and obviously, we're getting into the final days of the transfer window in this, because I think Lingard's going to be coming in the next 2 or 3 days. As soon as the Benrahma transfer is made permanent, which, like you said, I think will come tomorrow or the day after, Lingard, that move will proceed immediately after. We need to get moving on the striker. We need the depth, because obviously we didn't see Odebeku get a run out today like we all, I assume, thought we would when we were 3-1 up with 10 minutes.
Yeah, I was very disappointed. And I have nothing against Yarmolenko, but I'm just, as you know, I'm just very excited about Odebeku.
No, I am too.
So I was really disappointed that he didn't get a run out. We'll see against Liverpool what happens there, but
we got to talk about that here in a bit too.
Yeah, but the only thing I wanted to say just before I move on from the Lingard thing was that he has lots and lots and lots of talent, Lingard, and if this works, if Moyes can get him going and get him playing at his best, I mean, this could be a genius move.
The only risk with it being an option is if he comes in and just starts banging goals for fun, couldn't United then say, no, we're not going to sell him to you, and they take a player back on form?
No, they won't do that. They could, but they won't. Not with Lingard. I don't think he has any future whatsoever at United.
Kieran, I like your. Please disclose your sources.
Yeah, well, I think so too. I think we will sign.
I agree. King and.
Oh no, no, we're not going to do that either. That would be ridiculous.
Yeah, I like the Dia. I like the idea of the Dia transfer, or that I've also seen the Leipzig striker.
I can't remember. Is he Korean or something?
I was going to say he's either Korean or Japanese. I can't remember off the top of my head, and I didn't want to just say, "Oh, the Korean guy," if he's not. But
sounds Korean.
Supposedly, we're looking at him on loan. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a pretty good source then.
Yeah, look, we're going to get a striker in. I'm sure it's
Okay, yeah, we're right there. He is. Okay.
The dogs in the street know that we're looking at strikers. I don't know anything about these people. Korean striker, the Dia, Daka, fucking Sima, Klozek or whatever his name is. I don't know. I couldn't tell you a damn thing about a single one of them. I just hope that we get the player that Moyes wants. And if Moyes likes this Korean player, get him. We're also linked with Edward at Celtic.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about him. Yeah. Good question here. Have you ever seen a better corner taker at West Ham than Bowen?
Better corner taker.
Imagine 15-16 Payet in on that.
Payet was pretty good.
With 15,
yeah. Downing was very good at corners.
Oh, yeah, this Edin Dzeko again. That rumor that will never die.
Not until he does. Yeah. No, ignore it.
He'll be 86 and we'll still be bidding for him, apparently.
Yeah, listen, ignore all the Dzeko shit. It comes up every single transfer window. We're not signing.
Shout.
Did he score?
No. Better corner taker.
Oh, Snotty. Sorry, right. I thought. Anyway, what we're supposed to be talking about tonight's game, not transfers, but
so Arsenal has taken the lead, which now has them sitting in 8th and Southampton falling to 11th.
Yeah, I'd be hoping for maybe a draw or something there. But anyway, tonight though,
it is kind of tough to talk about matches like this, just because it is 3-2. Obviously, it highly favors Crystal Palace, but we've been on such good form lately. Usually, these episodes we use to kind of vent or rant about what's wrong, and there hasn't been much. It's been kind of nice.
It's been slim pickings for renting, hasn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, long may it last. I'm very happy right now. Even though I'm not happy with everything, obviously, I'm still going to keep going on about these.
Yep.
The second midfielders not scoring goals until they fucking start scoring goals, because I think we need them to just send us into the stratosphere. You know, if Benrahma, Fornals, Bowen start chipping in, I mean, it's going to make a massive difference. But yeah, overall, I just the big thing I just took away from tonight, and it's different things in different games, but the big thing I took away from what?
2021 is our year. It's crazy to see we're unbeaten. Sorry, continue.
Yeah, unbelievable stuff. But it's just that, listen, everything is about that midfield pairing. Just everything. I mean, they just completely controlled the game. Royce and Souček were all over that game. And there was one point late on in the game, even Lewis Saha was running down the kind of inside left channel, just sprinting down there with the ball. And Royce just sprinted back, caught up with him, and just put in a brilliant tackle and came away with the ball. And I'm just like, wow. You know, just unbelievable. Just some of the stuff Royce did tonight. in midfield. I mean, it was just
To be fair, as well,
stunning stuff.
there was talk about Rice kind of limping a bit. So I didn't see too much of it, or it didn't seem too bad. So I'm obviously praying to God that it's nothing serious.
No, that tackle on Zaha was in the 85th minute.
Well, no. I'm just talking about throughout. Like in the first half, there was plenty of people talking on Twitter that he looked like he was kind of walking and running with a bit of a limp.
No, I didn't notice anything. The way he sprinted, that's what I'm saying. He sprinted after Zaha in the 85th minute.
Yeah. No.
Nothing wrong with him.
Talking about, yeah, that was incredible.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't get fucking fans on Twitter. Like, you see something comes up from TalkSport or something else, or there's a link with Royce to somewhere, and then you get these fucking fans
Rice
in the comment section. You get these fucking fans in the comments section, of other teams, like talking about he's overrated, he's shite, and all this, and he's bang average and all. How do they watch these games? That was on live tonight. How do you not watch that game and see how fucking good this guy is? Like, I mean, you're talking about blind.
They convinced themselves a while back that Rice is not good, and so because of it, they don't want to admit that they're wrong, so they just keep with the narrative.
It's just pure stubbornness, and it's ridiculous. So I'm putting in watch this. I'm putting in my nickname for him in the chat. You ready, boys?
What is? I'm interested in this now. I'm confused, but interested.
Well, I just posted it, so it should be there.
In the Rolls right, yes.
Yeah, that's what he is, man. He's our Rolls Royce.
Yeah, I mean he's the linchpin. Everything runs through him.
He was unbelievable tonight. Souček got man of the match, and rightly so, because he's bagged those 2 goals. And what a fucking player he is. But Rice as well was just magnificent.
What? Yeah. Who would you say right now is your hammer of the year?
Oh, fucking hell. This is going to be an unbelievably tough one.
Yeah.
I mean, I think for me, there's probably 4 players in the running for this who are very close. I think Ogbonna has to be in the running. He's been magnificent. Okay, he didn't necessarily have to be at his best tonight, didn't stand out particularly tonight, but all season, Ogbonna has been unbelievable. Sofal, since he moved to right back from wing back, has been an absolute fucking rock. He's a brilliant. He is possibly the best right back in the league right now. I know somebody said that earlier in the chat, actually, and I agree. I think he's possibly the best right back in the league right now. He's been unbelievable. And then, obviously, after that, it's our 2 midfielders, Rice and Souček. They're both in the running as well. So one of those 4, I think, will win it. Right now, it's just neck and neck. I know people maybe right now be tempted to say Souček because he got those 2 goals tonight. But, I mean, Rice was absolutely magnificent tonight again. And Souček has had his off games recently. He had a little dip in form, for a couple of games where he wasn't quite himself. Now he's come roaring back, as quality players will. But Rice just has that bit more consistency for me. But, it's between those 4, I would say.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you.
I actually think Ogbonna's overdue. I think Ogbonna's been a little bit unlucky the last 2 seasons not to have won it. But Rice will win it again because he's our darling. You know what I mean? He's our Rice baby. You know what I mean? So Rice will win it again. But
by the way,
I'd love to see Oggy win it.
Someone has pointed this out, and it's kind of cool to think about. West Ham are currently the highest placed London team.
Yeah, we're fucking massive. Hey, and that's no mean feat. Like,
no,
we're in London. We're swimming in shark-infested waters. We've got Chelsea, Tottenham, Arsenal. And we're above all of them. So,
Yeah, long may it continue. We do need to talk about what's ahead, though. So let me pull up our schedule here. So Saturday or Sunday, excuse me, we are home to the reigning champs in Liverpool. Liverpool, though, are coming off of a performance or a match with Tottenham on Thursday in London.
yeah.
So there is a legitimate possibility that after 21 matches, we could be sitting higher than Liverpool on the table, or level matches played.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like, my hope for the Tottenham game, like, I think a draw would be great. But I think a draw where Liverpool lose another couple of players, maybe to like knocks, little niggling injuries that puts them out of the game with us. And it's one of those games where for 90 minutes they're just going hammer and tongs against each other, and an absolutely kind of barnstorming game, high energy, high intensity. The more intensity and energy levels are being expended out there, the better. So basically, come to the London Stadium and just turn up and just are flat.
And that's a legitimate possibility because, it is
Yeah.
against Tottenham. So they're going to take that one a little bit more seriously, as well as, let me pull up the standings here again. Liverpool are on terrible form. Their last 5 matches, no wins, 3 draws, and 2 losses.
Yeah, and I actually think that game Thursday evening, Tottenham Liverpool is going to be. I think that's going to get a little bit nasty. I think that could be quite a physical. Could get a bit dirty, that one.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you.
Liverpool are desperate for a win. They've got to start winning to reignite their title challenge. And Mourinho is going to want to get one over on them because he'll see that they need to go on a little run of wins here, and he'll want to put another nail in Liverpool's coffin. And then God knows what will happen on the sideline between Klopp and fucking Mourinho. That could get a bit nasty. That one, I'm going to enjoy watching that.
Yeah,
and hopefully, might even get a couple of injuries. Kane and Salah both injured out for a few weeks.
I don't even know why it's worth updating anymore. City are now up 4-0.
Yeah, look, like I said, it's a turkey shoot.
Yeah,
It's the other game I'd be more interested in watching because we're not going to finish above City no matter what happens, and we're not going to finish below West Brom whatever happens. It's that Arsenal Southampton game because they're going to be in and around us come the finish of this season.
So in the next week, we have 3 games, or between the Liverpool match in the following Sunday, we have 3 games. Obviously, we're home to Liverpool. I could see us getting a result there. If we get a point out of that, I'd be happy, but I could see a win.
Do you know what the funny thing is? If you offered me a point now, I wouldn't take it.
Yeah.
Usually, I'd say if you're offered a point at home to Liverpool on any kind of normal season, I'd say, yeah, if I can I'll take a point at home to Liverpool. Not this time. I would risk losing because I think we've got a right chance of beating them.
This is crazy. 23 points clear of the relegation zone.
Yeah, it's mental. What's our points actual total at the moment? I can't even remember.
35? Let me look. Yeah, we're sitting on 35 with a goal difference of 6. We are 5-5.
Yeah, and we finished on what last season? Wasn't much more.
Let me go back here. Hang on. We finished on 39. Last year, 35 points. Aston Villa scored 35 points last year and obviously just survived relegation.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
What a turn. We're 4 points off our tally for the whole of last season. And we've only just played 20 games. Yep, 2 more wins and we're safe. So, yeah, look, we're safe. Yeah, I think... yeah, I just hope we keep going for it in the FA Cup. I really do. Yeah. I really want us to have a go. I don't really care if we drop down the league a little bit, finish 9th. I just really want us to have a go at this cup. I really do.
And the thing is, for me, I think that there is a legitimate possibility of a cup run and finishing in Europe placement this year. There's a legitimate chance.
Yeah, we could
And
do both.
and then obviously, yeah, like as Snowman says here, following the Liverpool match, we are away to Villa. That is
I tell you what, I think that's going to be a fucking humdinger of a game. That.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, that would be big for us because Aston Villa currently sit in 9th, with 3 games in hand to us, sitting on 29 points.
Yeah, but look, it's all right having them games in hand, but you got to win them. So sure. I'd rather have the points that we've got than to have their 3 games in hand.
That's fair. And following the Villa match, yeah, this is true. Villa will be diving all over the shop. Yeah.
Well, do you know what would be amazing? Sorry, I know we're talking about Villa, but I was just thinking about this Liverpool game on Sunday. You know how we haven't had a penalty all season?
First one against Liverpool.
Wouldn't it be unbelievable if we got 2 against Liverpool? And you know, like London buses, you wait for ages and then 2 of them come along at the same time. And,
yeah.
Yeah, and so, oh man, can you imagine if we got 2 pens against Liverpool? That would be, oh man, I'm here. I'm here for it.
It would be even better as if it was Salah taking us down in the box.
Yeah, it's a pity it couldn't be Salah fouling Masuaku in the box, isn't it? But,
oh shit, man. But following the Villa match, we are away to Fulham.
Yeah.
That's one that we should win, but at the same time, they're playing a relegation scrap, so they will be fighting for their lives.
Don't take no games for granted in this fucking league.
No, I know that's what I'm trying to say. And then is the FA Cup again.
Away to United. So, yeah, look, we'll take them as they come, one game at a time. I'll worry about Villa after we play Liverpool, but again tonight, like, you know, there's some special mentions tonight. I thought, Dawson, was really, really good again.
Dawson is coming.
Dawson, oh man, Dawson made.
Who would have?
It's crazy. Dawson made a tackle on. I'm sure it was Zaha. In the second half, again when Zaha was trying to run through, and Dawson made this like Bobby Moore-esque tackle. It was absolutely brilliant. Just an absolutely top-class challenge to win the ball back, and it was fucking fantastic tackle. He had a really good game again, Dawson. Really good. And he bullied Zaha and Eze a few times. Well, he likes that rough stuff as well, and I think he did really, really well again tonight.
What's interesting with this match, then, too, you mentioned Eze. Eze's probably kicking himself that he didn't come to West Ham.
Well, he's probably more for more probably reason than anything that because he's fucking sick of Sofal. Sofal's pocketed him twice.
Yeah. Sofal's got to empty his pockets and leave Eze at the stadium there before he leaves.
Yeah, Sofal pocketed him at our place as well. So, you know, he's probably sick of looking at him. But yeah, Dawson was fantastic tonight. Obviously, we've mentioned Sofal, just absolutely brilliant. Best right back in the league at the moment on form. But the other one I want to say, because you know I'm a fanboy, Chris, is I thought Fornells was brilliant tonight.
Oh, he was, yes. And for the people who, or I think it was AJ Palmer actually earlier saying who would Lingard if he comes in replace. Personally, I think that the most likely candidate at the moment is Bowen. Bowen has just been, I love Bowen. He's just been shaky lately.
Yeah, Bowen is where I think Fornells was a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
You know when Fornells' performances had dropped off, and we were talking on the show here where we're saying, look, he looks a bit tired because he's like Fornells and Bowen, their output during games is huge. You know, they put in a huge effort every game. So, you know, a few games back, Fornells looked like it was, you know, he was feeling it, and you know he wasn't quite at it. His performances dropped off, and then he got rested for a couple of games. And look what's happened since Fornells has come back after the rest. A different player. He looks much better. So I think Bowen is in that spot now. I think Bowen needs a couple of games off.
Yeah, I don't think Lanzini is the answer for him. So Lingard would come in perfect. He might slot in perfectly in there. Give Bowen the break he need, a little bit of a break he needs, rebuild his confidence and his endurance, and then he could come back in and light it up again. And then we have one of the best attacking groups in the Prem.
Yeah, I think he definitely needs to be rested for a couple of games. I'd have to look at the schedule. I'd be looking at our schedule right now and saying, okay, where can I rest Bowen? No, it's not ideal. You don't ideally want to not play Bowen, but I think for the sake of the second half of the season, you've got to find a way to give him a couple of games off. So like you say, if we can get Lingard in, we've got Yarmolenko and Lingard who can play over there. So yeah, I think Bowen looks like someone who just needs a little time off.
Yeah. Looking at the schedule though, that's where we run into the issue because you have Liverpool, Villa, Fulham, and then you have Sheffield, Tottenham, City, Leeds, United. There's never the only time where there's like a.
When's the international break?
That's true. Let me look here.
April or early April or something.
Hang on here. I don't really see one because they're spread out about a week apart. Every match is spread out a week apart right now.
No, I think someone in the comments might know. I'm sure there's always been like a March international break.
It's March, I think, but the March matches. Let's see here. You have Leeds on the 6th. That's following City on February 27th. Then you have United the 13th, Arsenal the 20th. Okay, there is one. It's following the Arsenal match on the 20th because then the next match isn't until April 3rd.
All right, well, you get a little break there at least.
But that's too much away.
Yeah, it's still a ways away, but we'll see. Now I know what Paul is saying that he didn't play in the cup, but that's not a rest. I think he needs more than that. I think
he needs a few games.
He needs to take 2 or 3 games out. Yeah, he definitely does.
We need to be strategic about this. We need to get the players the breaks that they need when they need them, and not compromise the squad in such a way so that way we can keep pushing. Because right now, boy, I mean, like I said in the last stream, we are currently on pace for what is it? Around 64 points. 64 points last season gets you into Europa League.
Yeah, so onwards and upwards. Fingers crossed we can keep it going.
But
no, that will not be happening.
That's true. They also could throw an FA Cup game in that break.
Yeah, but we'll see what happens. We won't get ahead of ourselves, but yeah, but he just looks tired to me. He looks like it's done Fornell's the world of good. When he got taken out the team for a little bit, it's done him the world of good. He came back like a new player. So and his form is great now.
I can't remember if we've talked much about Ben Rama tonight, but he has to be mentioned as well. He is improving every damn match. I mean, he was immense tonight.
Yeah, he's just getting better and better. So I'd like to see him play out on the left more. I think Fornells is much better as a number 10. When he's in the Fornells has got an eye for a pass. That ball to Antonio for our equalizer. I mean, did you see? It was like a little what would you call it? Like a little pitching wedge.
Yeah.
I mean, you're that delicate little just pitch that you just get the right little feel. You have to get the right feel for it.
My entire life, I played golf I was a competitive golfer in high school, so I know what you mean.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about with that little pitching wedge. Where it's just a delicate little thing. You just have to get it right, and that's what that pass into Antonio was like. I mean, the weight on it was absolutely perfect. And the distance and the weight, everything was perfect on that pass. The kind of pass if De Bruyne does it, everyone's like, oh my fucking God, De Bruyne. Wonderful pass. So
that's the other thing too. against City in the coming weeks, we won't have to worry about De Bruyne. He's going to be out injured, so that helps us.
Yeah, it definitely does. There's a couple of players. Vardy's out for a few weeks as well. He has to have a minor operation. So it'll be interesting to see how they do. Be interesting to see if they bring in a striker, actually, Leicester.
That's true.
I'm not sure. I wouldn't think they trust Iheanacho enough to just throw him in there.
They shipped out Gray, but didn't they ship out another striker or forward too?
No, I can't remember. Don't know enough about them now to recall what they did in the summer. But
no. I mean, like in the last week or two.
Yeah, I don't know. So Leicester probably will go in for someone.
Yeah. But listen, we're kind of wrapping up with what we have to say. I mean, this match was big. Obviously, London Derby, and sees us now into fourth, at least for the time being. Yeah. Do you have anything?
I think I've not really mentioned Souček much.
Yes, but it's West. It's West.
Come on, dude. It's West Brom.
Man, I appreciate you are right. It's West Brom.
I just want to mention Souček because he's turned into an unbelievable player. And it's not like he was the finished article and he arrived like this. Just from being in the Premier League and playing game after game after game. Souček has improved immensely since coming to the Premier League. He's an unbelievable player now. Nippon, how are you, bud? Souček is. Remember, we said not that long ago, Chris, that we were talking. Always welcome, Nippon. Always welcome. Remember, we said a while back, Chris, that all the talk was, how are West Ham going to keep hold of Rice? And we were talking about we could have a problem here trying to keep hold of Souček too, because if a big club comes knocking, and who's to say they won't? I mean, he's putting in really eye-catching performances. So what a player we've got there in Souček, and you get this shit on social media, like commentators love saying, "Oh, he's like the Fellaini for Moyes now at West Ham," and it's like, what?
I got
fucking Fellaini.
Let's see here. Yeah, the One Football app, which I've mentioned on here before. During the match, I had one of their articles come through. Moyes loves to see it. West Ham have found the new Fellaini.
Give me a fucking break. Fellaini didn't fit to lace this man's boots.
I understand what he's what they mean. You can't compare players, but he is like that immense defensive midfielder that Moyes had found.
Chris Poole.
Really quickly, anyone's welcome. Chelsea fans, Tottenham fans.
Kicked out of a QPR one. I want to know what he said.
Yeah,
it is true.
But
Chris Poole.
Yeah, as long as you're not being disrespectful or something, you'll never get kicked out.
Chris Poole, what the fuck are you talking about?
No. I would be okay with Mount because it would mean that Declan would stay for sure.
Mount is fine, but you better mean Frank Lampard Sr.
True. Yeah. No.
Frank Lampard Jr. No.
No.
Never let that man through the door at West Ham.
Yeah. Except the only reason would be if he's the opposition manager, and even then, do it with some hesitation.
Yeah. No, but anyway, Souček is far superior to Fellaini.
Yeah, Nippon, if you're still here, I would love to know what you said to get kicked out of a QPR stream, because that's funny.
Yeah, Nippon needs to tell us what you said to get kicked out. Nippon, genuinely, was it just the fact that you were present that they just kicked you out?
Yeah, just with your Chelsea logo or Chelsea.
That seems a bit harsh. Yeah.
Just these only. Yeah, they would be the right to bring him in, wouldn't they?
Yeah, no, that would be no. I think even our board know that would be PR does that. That would be hugely unpopular with the fans. But yeah, listen, like I said to you, Chris, we're absolutely blessed to have Rice and Socek in the middle of the field for us. I mean, they're just, oh, wow, really, Nippon?
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah, you're welcome here. Welcome.
Listen, Nippon, we do this show after every West Ham game. So if for whatever reason you're interested in hearing about West Ham, post-game reviews, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and you'll watch every show if you want. You're welcome. We'll put up your comments. If you have questions you can ask, you're always welcome here. You can even banter us a little bit. We're not going to,
there's
only boot you out.
There's only ever been one person who I've had to ban, and it was because it was a Facebook bot account that was trying to sell drugs. So that's
look, Nippon, you're welcome, man. Just
cheers. West Ham's second favorite team. That's interesting.
I wouldn't go I wouldn't go mentioning that around Stamford Bridge, Nippon.
Father Snowman wants to know, have you ever been to Spain?
No, I had to take the horse to France.
I've actually been to Spain once. So funny enough. Socek is like a fox in the box after that
second goal was fucking brilliant.
Yeah, the way just awful.
And that was a left foot finish, don't forget. The way he controlled it on his right leg. Controlled it on his right leg and then knocked it in with his left. I mean, just what a fucking... Listen!
Fair enough.
Yeah, that would be wise.
Father Son, yes.
Yeah, wouldn't that be amazing?
And yes, West Ham is a drug, the highs and the lows.
Yeah, but that finish from Socek for his second goal. His first goal was just pure Socek. Just him arriving in the box like a steam train, heading the ball into the net. But the second one was actually absolutely sublime. Absolutely sublime. His first touch was brilliant. And then that finish with his left was really clever.
I'm looking up Socek's stats right now. But if... fun fact, if you type in Thomas Socek, one of the top results that comes up is Thomas Socek potato salad.
He loves his potato salad.
Him scoring goals is not...
He's got two more tonight. He's a defensive midfielder who's going to score double-figure goals for us this season.
The 2018-2019 season, in 34 matches, just in the Czech League, 13 goals. The season that we signed him, in 17 matches, 8 goals.
Yeah, what's he on now?
2 in 8 matches in the Champions League.
What's he got now for us this season in the league? He's pushing double figures now.
Yeah. Our first double-digit goal scorer in how many years is going to be a defensive midfielder? What?
It's astonishing. Yeah, I know. Yeah, they did their best to rule out that goal. Didn't they?
One player of the month last month. That is such a popularity contest, and it's just because no one knew who the hell he is because he plays for West Ham.
Oh no, they know who he is, but there's just Man United have so many fans that they all just vote. We can't compete with the amount of fans they have to vote. They vote for their player. It's nobody takes any notice of that fucking thing.
Yeah. Sorry, it's 7 goals for Socek, not 8, as everyone's pointing out.
Yeah, 7 goals. He's going to hit double figures this season.
I'm kind of curious. Let me look here, see what they're still... So Transfer Market, they have him listed as worth only 33 million American or USD. That's...
no chance.
That's low. What did we buy him for in USD? Hang on here.
I don't know in US dollars, but
we bought him for $16.5 million US dollars.
What a steal. That's robbery.
Made a Lampard sacked video. I'd be interested to see your take on that.
Remember, Chris, I called it, but I called it too soon.
True.
We did a post-match show. I can't remember after what game, but Chelsea had lost again. And I predicted that Thomas Tuchel would be Chelsea manager by midweek. I think I was a couple of weeks too early on it.
So
I think it was right after Tuchel had been sacked by PSG, whenever that was. It was only a couple of weeks ago.
So to answer your question, Father Snowman, according to transfermarket.com, Rice is worth them only 60.5 million USD.
They're crazy.
That is such an undersell of the century.
No chance in hell do you get Rice for that.
No, not at all. I think the stadium would burn if they ever sold him for that little.
Oh, we would burn it to the ground. Yeah, it's like, just forget it. Forget football. Forget West Ham. We're all done. It's over. We can't take that now.
Yeah. So yeah, so Nippon actually has a YouTube channel. So if anyone wants to go and check that out, feel free to.
What's the name of your channel, Nippon?
I think you can just click on his name. I think it's Nippon Sharma.
Oh.
But yeah. Before we wrap up here, if Rice was one of the big six, he'd be worth $200 million at this point if he was playing like this.
Yeah, I mean, what stupid fucking money did Liverpool get for what's his name to Barcelona? 120?
Coutinho, I believe, was 130, but there's like a clause to play a certain number of matches for Barcelona. They have to pay Liverpool another 20 million.
Yeah, but imagine if some club came knocking on Liverpool's door for Rice and he's playing like this. No, they'd tell him to go away. But imagine the money they'd be asking. They'd be saying, they'd be saying slapping 150 million on him.
Yeah,
something crazy. You know what I mean? Like it's ridiculous. Like he's just unbelievably good. I like fans of other teams are fucking retarded if they can't see it. Like
he won for 140.
Yeah, I mean, come on, what would Rice be worth?
Like I said, 200.
And world-class DMs are harder to find.
Yeah,
because everybody wants to be an attacker. Lots of attacking flair around the world. You tell someone, even a scout, go find me a world-class DM.
Yeah, it's not easy. Nippon, for clarity's sake, like I know this is your second. West Ham, you said, is your second favorite team. Antonio is good, but I mean, he's not a natural striker.
You could see tonight. I mean, it was just patently obvious tonight. He's not a natural.
I will say though, fair play. Like it was obviously. He was obviously pissed with himself, and I mean, obviously, rightfully so. I mean, missing that many chances. That I want there to be a stat of how many times each team hits the post, because I think West Ham is the top of that table.
Yeah, we nasty have it hitting the post, but for me, it just showed up in Antonio's first really good chance when it was 1-1. You know, when he was true 1-on-1 with the keeper.
Yeah.
You know, you've got to be slotting that away.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, West Ham in fourth, another win. On to Liverpool on Sunday.
All things are possible with the Messiah.
This is nuts, man. Listen, do you have anything? Would you take Jovic from Frankfurt? Well, I mean, he's at Real right now.
Well, he's
worked better in a partner system anyway, and he was with Allaire, so I got. We need some fresh blood. We need some new names.
Yeah, I think so. I think Jovic has actually been loaned potentially back to Frankfurt by Real Madrid.
Yeah, I didn't see that. But yeah, so before we leave, do you have any final words?
Yeah, I just let's keep this going now. Fingers crossed. Big game at home to Liverpool on Sunday. And, I have this amazing imagery in my head because we have such a horrible record against Liverpool. But the way things are going right now, I just have this wonderful notion in my head that can you imagine if we literally smash Liverpool up?
Oh,
Can you imagine if we stick 4 or 5 goals past them and just destroy them on Sunday? Can you imagine how that would feel and how it would look knowing that the world is watching? Can you imagine if we actually just fucking smashed them?
If that happens, that live stream will have thousands of people watching it.
It would be fucking lit.
Oh boy, would it!
It's what I want more than anything. I want us to absolutely smash the shit out of Liverpool on Sunday.
Yeah,
I really do.
What time is it? I gotta check. Man City is now also up 5 now. As I'm checking this. It is 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we will be back here. That means 1:30ish, 1:45 on Sunday. I have been enjoying making these this year. I think we're actually coming up close to 1 year since we've been doing these. I got to check on that. Because one of our first ones was from defeat in the FA Cup.
Yeah. Fuck's sake. Crazy times.
Clear and blue. Yeah. The world would take notice, absolutely.
Yeah, damn right, Kieran. No, that would be a fucking statement.
Yeah. We are here and we are here to stay.
We're the fucking real deal, boys and girls.
We deserve to win after the solid diving in the last match, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But listen, like I said, we will be back here on Sunday, following the match to Liverpool, hoping for a good result. Let's make a statement. Let's say we're here to compete for Europa League, if not Champions League. Thank you, Tommy, as always, for joining me. Thank you for everyone in the chat, new and returning faces. Like I said, we will be back here. And then, Tommy,
come on, you Irons.
There he is.